Okay, what is up gang? In today's video we'll be making your first website, which is going to be the basics of HTML and CSS. Okay, we're going to make a lot of improvements on this particular build, but for now this should get you started with HTML and CSS. So let's stop talking and let's get straight into the code. By the way, if you're new here, this is Fortune Dev Academy, the academy for every developer. So please remember to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I wouldn't mind if you smash that like button for me. And let's just get straight into today's video. Okay guys, so this is what we are going to be building out. Pretty terrible if you ask me, but it's going to get you started with the basics of HTML and CSS, and we're going to improve this website until it looks amazing. So welcome to the academy. Let's get coding. So what you need to do is just open up a folder, create an index.html. Let me expand this so that you can see it clearly. Then what you want to do is just hit exclamation, that's Emmet, an extension. If you don't have it, just go to the marketplace and search for Emmet. So let's just say creating your first site using HTML and CSS tree. Okay, I'm just going to try to be as slow as possible. So we're just creating a link to our style sheet. So let's create the style sheet. I'm going to call this style.css, and once we have that linked up, we're perfectly fine. All we have to do now is create the HTML for this, which is the backbone of everything. So what you want to do is create a h1 with a class of hero so that you can later access it. And let's just call this the news times. Hit some break tags, 3 of them. Then we'll just go over and create the container, which will hold everything, the general divs within it. Then in this container, you want to simply create 2 more divs for the upper section and the lower section. So let's just call this upper section and hit tab. Then within the upper section, we have the first part. Let's just call this trio 1, trio 2, and trio 3. So students learns HTML. That's you, by the way. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, and it really shows appreciation for me as I keep creating this content for you guys. Okay, so once you have created the h3, what you want to do is just hit a break tag, hit a p tag, then let's just type in lorem to give us a kind of a boilerplate for some content so that we don't have to write it out. Format that nicely. Okay, now we have done with trio 1, we need to create the second trio, I guess. Then this headline will be breaking news. Let's say Netflix and chill versus Netflix and code. Okay, I don't know which would win, but I'm definitely going for the Netflix and chill part. Okay, once you've created the h3, all you need to do, same story, hit a break tag, then create the paragraph. No, we forgot the image. Let's just leave that blank for now. Hit lorem and format it nicely. By the way, I'm using Prettier as my code formatter. You can get it in your code marketplace for VS Code. The third trio is just going to have a h3 which says CSS is apparently still a thing. Apparently, because there are frameworks, these libraries, but CSS is still a thing. Okay, format that. Okay, so we're almost pretty much done with the no, we have the lower section. We haven't done the lower section. Okay, let's do the lower section. Then in the lower section, what we are going to do is we're going to have the first half, which is the smaller part. Then we're just going to give it the h3, which is boy likes turtles. Who doesn't like turtles? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a break tag. Then let's just do the paragraph once again. You know the drill, format your stuff. Okay, then once you're done with that, we need the last kind of div, the one which had a lot of ugly looking bars with several bright colors. So we're going to do the second half. Then in this we're going to create the dummy divs. I'm just going to call this dummy div, then just replicate it like 5 times by hitting Alt Shift and then the down arrow key. Then I'm just going to name this, change it to dummy div 1, dummy div 2, 3, etc. You get the drill. Then what was this? Politics. Then no, it's politics. Let's write that. Technology. Ooh. Okay, local. It's just random gibberish. You can write whatever you like. Opinion, then sports. I guess that would be some nice category. Okay, now let's open this up with live server and see what we have here. So it looks pretty terrible. It actually looks like a magazine, more like Wikipedia. Okay, let's add a bit of CSS now. That's the fun part. So we're just going to start by doing some global styling by removing some annoying padding that comes with your browser. So let's do padding 0. The margin also, we want that to be 0. We also would like the fonts family by default to be sans serif. That's just pure preference. You can choose whatever you like. Then for the container, I want to set its height to 100 view height. Then the border, I want to give it a 1 pixel solid black so I can see what I'm doing, and it kind of gives you a visualization of what's going on, and you will see that in a bit, because let's just open this up in our browser. I mean, as you can see, the border kind of shows you what's going on, which is great, I guess. Okay, now we need to work on the sections inside the container. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, VS Code. Okay, you know what, I give up. Let's just do it this way, and we'll just keep popping up my browser through the Windows logo action, which sucks, but we'll just do it. Okay, let's get back to the code. So we were working on the sections within the larger container, so let's just do the hero. Let's do to 5 pixels. Let's kind of change the position to absolute so that I can balance it out. I'm going to do a left of about 54 rem. That feels too much, but we'll see. I think it's too much. Okay, yep, it's too much. Let's just reduce that to about kind of 34. Not that good at math, but this should work just fine. 35 rem. Cross my fingers. Okay, perfect. It's at the center. Okay, so next what we are going to do is work on the sections. So let's do the body with a padding of 10 pixels. Then we'll just follow up with the upper section. Let's do, because the container is a 100 VH, let's do 50 VH so that they can both share the giant container. Let's go do display flex. Flexbox is actually an amazing CSS tool which allows you to create responsive layouts by using Flexbox. I have a crash course on Flexbox, so you should check that out before you. Okay, this should be an absolute beginner's thing, so let me just explain Flexbox. It's like every div is in a box, so once you just display flex, you can actually like manipulate it by like display flex, justify content center, justify content flex, and you know what, I'll just make a crash course and you can just check that out on the channel and I'll explain everything. But for now, just know Flexbox is an amazing tool that allows you to make divs inside divs and make them responsive. Okay, 301, 302, 303, I'm just giving them bonus so that I can see how they look. That's looking almost like the final thing. Just need to add a few more styles. Like 301, I need it to have a width of 25%. 302, you know, the larger one should have like 50. So if you are good at math, you should know we're only left with 25% anyway. So 303 by default will have 25% as its width. Perfect. Now what we are going to do is the first half. That's the bottom part, which is a border of 1 pixel solid gray. So that's just visualization. Then we're going to give it a width of 78% and a height of, to inherit the larger container around it, or the parent element. Okay, so we're done with that. Oh, okay, rookie mistake, we did something awful. Let's switch that up. That width shouldn't be, no, these are properties for the second half and not the first half. So let's quickly just change that up to second half. Then we can write the properties for the first half ourselves. Okay, so the first half should have the width of 25%, and the height should be the 50 view height, and just a padding of 10 pixels. Okay, perfect. So let's just make the annoyingly ugly divs, the dummy divs. Oh my god. Okay, the dummy div. I'm just going to specify the height to be 10 view heights, so that they can all, because there are 5 divs and the total height of the division, the second half, is 50 VH, which means the divs it can hold should have 10 VH each, so that they can each share the 50 VH. 5 divs, 10 VH each. Do the math, 50 VH. Perfect. So let's just replicate this like a ton of times. I'll just do the font size to be like 15 pixels, and finally the font weight to be 40 pixels. We should have done 400. Let's just replicate this. Not much styling for this. This is just the beginning of this video, so once you get a grasp of HTML and CSS, we can go further. Just change that up to div 3, div 4 and div 5. Then all we have to do is switch up, that's irrelevant, switch up the colors. And by the way, these colors are really ugly on a website, but I'll show you how to make beautiful color palettes for actual websites that look amazing. And if you made it this far to the video, smash that like button. Wow, you're amazing. You're serious about your shit, your stuff. You can't say that on YouTube. You're serious about your coding life, so appreciate yourself. And look, boom, we have the final results. We are just missing one thing, the image, the Netflix image. So let me see if I can pop that in. It should be in my pictures folder. Let me remove that, remove all the borders, and let's see how this looks. You see, this could look pretty great. Now let's put back that image. It's not yet responsive because we have the overflow of the word, the lorem, but I'll show you how to fix that in the next video. Let's just get this picture from wherever it is. Where is it? Okay, where is this picture? Okay, there's it, the Netflix. I'm just going to drag that in. Oof. And then just specify its path from the source, and it's going to look very large and ugly. So let's just do the width of 500 pixels. That's still a bit large, still large. I'm going to reduce that to 400 pixels, and then just restore the borders, because what's life without boundaries, I guess. Boom, and there we go. We have made our first site. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to Fortune Dev Academy for front-end, back-end, full stack, whichever videos, app development, and I'll see you guys in the next one. From Fortune to you all.